I've had this fragrance for 3 weeks and I wanted to hate on it so bad. I'm human. Can I admit that I'm human? Sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes we make mistakes. This is one of those fragrances. I got it wrong. It happens to be an Armaf fragrance. I've been getting it wrong a lot with Armaf lately, but I wanted to hate on it so bad. I even was telling my boys, I was like, it's just something about it I ain't feeling. And maybe that was a maceration thing or whatever. But I got to set the record straight. You know, sometimes we can be guilty of recency bias. We can be guilty of the hype or whatever. And I'm here to set the record straight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't plan on talking about this DNA anymore the rest of this year, probably until fall comes back around, because I'm sick of it. But if you haven't guessed the fragrance I'm talking about, we have Armaf Lionheart Man. Yeah. Jean Paul Gaultier La Male Elixir clone. And honestly, this is probably the best clone dupe cover representation of the DNA. Is it my favorite? Probably not. Tribal Gold is still my favorite, but I'm going to explain why. But yeah, I got a lot to say. This might be a long video. It might not be a long video. Nonetheless, I'm gonna go ahead and get straight to the point, and then y'all hang around for the rest of the context. But let's go ahead and jump into the conversation. Yo, what's going on, party people, fat boy family? I hope you guys are having an amazing week. I hope you're staying warm wherever you are. I'm in North Carolina and we're getting this Arctic blast. You know what I'm saying? It is cold as all get out. So it's only right I talk about a fragrance that is on fire, that's hot, you know what I'm saying? That's been burning up. You know what I'm saying, in the community right now. But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Feel free, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and while you're at it, click the bell so you can be notified every single time I post new content to the channel. But yeah, as you heard me say in the pre-roll intro, we're going to be talking about Armaf, one of the latest entries from their Club de Nuit line. We have Lionheart Man, a beautiful honey, vanilla, tobacco amber, a sweet fragrance. And again, this is their clone, their dupe, their cover, their impression, their rendition of an also famous fragrance right now, designer fragrance, La Male Elixir. That, y'all know, La Male is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. La Male Elixir, definitely not one of my favorites, but I definitely appreciate it. I am a big fan of Jean Paul Gaultier. And I had a bottle of that, gave it away. I still have like a 10 ml decant that's probably hanging on for dear life right now with about 4 mLs in it. I'm kind of over the DNA. I've got DNA fatigue, so I probably won't be buying another bottle, even though I do want to get the Elixir Absolute. I do want to get that or whatever. But we've been talking about all of these fragrances, so you guys have heard me. You know what I'm saying? This was the first one we talked about, Tribal Gold. And to me, this is still my favorite because it is more of a remix. It takes on a fresh perspective. So a lot of that mint, you know what I'm saying, that freshness really is the star of the show with that one. I know Rayhan, they have theirs out as well. Ain't no need to get it, won't be purchasing it unless somebody just sends it to me. We have Lataf of the Kingdom that is also, you know what I'm saying, into the conversation, gives you more of that depth, gives you more of that amber and some of those resins that you get from the benzoin that you didn't necessarily get from Tribal Gold. So this kind of takes the opposite, you know what I'm saying, approach. Definitely good. And then Armaf came out with theirs, and then after that, I think Fragrance World dropped theirs, Urban Man Elixir. I won't be getting that either, so don't y'all ask me to review it. It's not gonna happen, but we did get our hands on Rasasi Hawass Elixir, and I love this because it has this chocolate in here in the opening that I wish lasted a little bit longer. It's kind of got this mint chocolate thing going on that if I think they had kept going, oh my God, that definitely would have probably taken the place because it just did something different. I think when you add chocolate to vanilla and honey, and you got some tobacco, amber, and all those different things, that lavender in there, it just makes it good. And now here we are 3 weeks later since I got this. I actually got this fragrance by, so I have a link down in the description if you guys definitely do want to check this out. And like I said, when I first got this, I was kind of hating. And I don't know if it was a maceration thing, and I think it was just kind of coming off a little weak to me. But 3 weeks later, I've let it sit, and I have gotten a couple wearings out of this. And I have to admit that I think that this here is the most well blended out of all of them. Even though it's not my favorite, I still think it is the best representation of that Lamel Elixir DNA. Now, one of the things you're going to notice is that the mint and the lavender is going to be a little elevated here. It's going to be a little, not a lot, but elevated to where it's going to last throughout the duration of the fragrance. But the opening, the heart, the middle, the dry down is going to be so well blended, so smooth. To me, it's the smoothest of all. I think if we're talking about smooth and well blended, I think this and Lattafa are probably the most well balanced, but I think this one definitely coming out on top. And I'll read the notes to you, so you should be seeing that on the screen. In the top, you have mint and lavender, and then in the middle, you have benzoin and vanilla, and then in the base, you have tobacco, honey, and tonka bean. And it just blends. I'm actually wearing this. This is my scent of the day, and I will go ahead and spray it or whatever, just so y'all can see that atomizer. So standard, you know what I'm saying, atomizer, but be careful. And I probably should have only really sprayed it one time, but this is a room filler. This is a room filler. A lot of people talk about wearing this all year round. I don't. To me, you're going to get fall, you're going to get winter. And if you do want to wear it, you know what I'm saying, you can wear it in the springtime. I think anything 70 degrees and below, but especially when the sun is out and the heat index is different, like be careful because it can be very cloying. It's a room filler. The projection on this is crazy. The sillage on this is crazy. The longevity on this on skin is a minimum of 8 hours. And when I say minimum of 8 hours, it is a minimum of 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? The projection goes crazy for the first 2 to 3 hours. And that has a lot with the actual makeup and the components of the fragrance, because when you're dealing with those resins and things that come like from the benzoin, and you got that tobacco, you got that honey in there, that's what's going to happen. Now, even though you don't get a lot, I think you get more vanilla in the other fragrances than you do here. You know, where the vanilla and the honey can come off as the star of the show over there, it's not necessarily the star of the show here because it's well blended. Like I say, you still get from opening to close, you just get this beautiful representation. And to me, the slight, just that mint lasts a little bit longer throughout the fragrance, but the dry down, oh so beautiful. Just again, be careful on the sprays because this can be offensive if you spray it too much. So you know, if you work indoors, couple of sprays, that's it. Boom boom. Maybe one, or I would say front, back, maybe just chest, and then on the back of your neck, just for sillage purposes. This is not for y'all heavy sprayers. Don't spray this up. I'm telling you. Your boss gonna tell you go home and change, like wash that off. But I love the presentation. I think the bottles are dope. I kind of talked about this, like this whole lion thing we got going on. Like I know Rayhan was kind of doing that, and then you know Armaf just kind of jumped on that. Like which came first, the chicken or the egg? But you can see the bottle here, definitely dope bottle. We still got that, you know. I'm not gonna say they taking a page out of that Lattafa book, but you know we got these. And it's not even so much 3D. I love the fact that they did this different than the way they did their original Club de Nuit bottles. So I feel like that little chain is probably going to stay there longer. And then you have the cap. Nothing too special about that. And then you have the side. You know, you have the engraving on the side or whatever. Cap, it's okay. And then, you know, you have that Armaf logo right there. So you can probably see that. And then you got batch code information on the actual bottom of the bottle. And it's just a nice looking bottle. Like it just looks good. This is definitely one of those from a collection standpoint. It looks better than any other bottles. I thought that Lattafa the Kingdom bottle was ugly when it came out. The Tribal Gold bottle is pretty ugly too. And then here's the box. I know some people are interested, you know, for those of you who may end up purchasing it. That's the box. Some texture there, you know. You don't have no information, but you do have just the batch code information again on the bottom there. And then the fragrance basically sits right there. So yeah, Typical box, you know, for those of you who are into keeping your boxes. Quick question, do y'all keep y'all boxes? I keep all of my boxes. And not so much because it's a fragrance thing. I'm like that with everything. Like all of my tech boxes, computer boxes, iPad boxes, camera boxes, microphone boxes, mixer boxes, monitor boxes. I keep all of my boxes for everything. But yeah, this doesn't really take long. Again, don't y'all ask me to review another La Mel Elixir clone. I hate the fact that we're probably going to reboot this whole Clone War clone series when people start trying to copy the Absolute. And so we got to go through that. But I definitely have nose fatigue when it comes to this. So this is not going to be something that I reach for and wear often until we get to, you know what I'm saying, the latter part of the year after we get through summer and then the temperature starts to drop. This, you know, homecoming or whatever, that's when I'll pull this back out, you know. So it'll be a competition between this and then I love the honey that's in the Dumont Nitro White, which has that JPG not JPG, the Paco Rabanne, that Invictus DNA. You have that Invictus, so that bubblegum honey. So this is more of a mature, you know what I'm saying, sensual honey. That honey is more of a playful bubblegum type honey. But y'all know what to do. Hit me in them comments. Let me know what you think. You know what I'm saying? I think, again, this is the most well blended. Tribal Gold is still going to be my favorite just because it's more fresher. So I feel like I can get more wear out of it, you know, because it's not as heavy or as dense once you get to the dry down. And then the Rasasi Hawash joint. I love that chocolate that's in there. I wish it lasted longer. I love the way they added chocolate and you get that chocolate mint thing going on. I love that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me know. I know we kind of brought in the other clones as well, but that's to prevent, you know, from, you know, making 20 other videos about the same thing. Cause that's a DNA, like I said, I just kind of got fatigued with. But I'm gonna be 100. I try to keep it 100 with y'all. I'm gonna come back and be like, hey, I got it wrong. That's just like the Zakat joints. Like, yeah, they tried, but nah. I'm kind of over them too. You know what I'm saying? But Armaf has definitely been putting out straight fire. They have been putting out straight fire since last year. And I mean, it's a battle right now. Like Lattafa was winning that war for so long. And it's like, Armaf was like, nah, we're here, you know, and Fragrance World was like, we're here. You know what I'm saying? And you got the Paris Corners of the world. I don't really know what Paris Corner is doing. Paris Corner will give you some hits and misses. And I got a couple of Paris Corners coming in, but that we're going to be talking about here in the future. But I don't know, Paris Corner. Y'all might need to hire some new perfumers or whatever. But right now, Armaf and Fragrance World are going at it. They're really challenging, and especially from a quality standpoint. Like Lattafa puts out variety. They're kind of like Dua. They're more quantity over quality, but they do have some good ones. Like that Art of the Universe is good. I got a couple other joints from the Pride collection I'm gonna be talking about probably this week or next week. We got a lot of fragrances that we're gonna be talking about. So it's gonna be a great February, a great March, a great spring, a great summer. But yeah, y'all know what to do. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, click the bell. But most importantly, hit them comments and let me know what you thinking. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know some of y'all are gonna ask, if you have any other of these, is it worth it? Is it redundant? Yes, it's redundant. It's redundant. You don't need to buy anything. If you already got one, just let it be. If you got two, definitely don't buy anything else. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'll have all the information. I'll put the information for everything, because some of y'all, I know you just want to buy it, you hard-headed. So I'll put the information in the description for all of them, but specifically the one from Armaf. But yeah, until next time, y'all gotta stay warm. Holla at your boy. Y'all be easy.